guys, Joe here from Xbox Games. Check it out, we are doing, yes, the full review, of course, the DartZone Pro MK1.1. If you guys haven't already and you guys were just kind of curious and wanted to see just an unboxing of this, go check that out right here. We just did a quick unboxing to show you guys what's in the package, what you get. We didn't do a full review there. We just said, hey, we want to show you what you get in case some of you guys were kind of curious on what this thing is like when you first get it, or even if you want to get it, right? But this is going to be a little more in-depth review on the actual gun itself, FPS, and kind of my overall thoughts on this particular DartZone blaster, or Dart blaster in general. But first, guys, definitely subscribe if you guys haven't already, or wherever I put it, it's somewhere up there. Make sure you guys get in those giveaways. We want you guys to get those. Okay, with that said, yes, the DartZone Pro 1.1. Man, this thing is awesome. I tried getting my hands on the DartZone Pro version 1 that came out about a year ago. It was about 200 bucks said and done to your door with shipping and everything, but it was hard to get. I mean, there was a limited run, and you can't get them anymore. Well, you can get them on eBay, but you're going to spend about 300 bucks. And you know what? I ain't spending $300 on one of those. So when I heard about this, I've been trying to get this for about a month and a half. Every time it would say it's sold out online, I would have the email notifications. It would say it was back in stock, and it would instantly be sold back out. To my door, this was about $200 with tax and shipping. I think it's $159 or $169 or something like that. Plus, you got to pay shipping and then tax. So it comes to close to about $200. You know, is it worth it? You know, we're going to find out. I would say from the testing that I've done, this thing is awesome. It is on a completely different level, you guys, than say like some of the rival blasters and things like that. It is on a completely different level. We have one guy that shoots this at my local kind of Nerf war, you know, arena, and this thing just dominates. There is nothing even close to it except for, of course, the Yessssss with the RT kit, because then they kind of shoot about the same. But the look and feel, personally, it's better than the Yessssss. That's what I say. But we're going to go over that later. So let's get into it itself. You know, the look and the feel, oh man, this is great, you guys. It goes together really, really quickly. You have these two pins right here. The pins just pretty much, you put the front barrel on, the pins go through. You put in the little kind of set screws here for the cocking, kind of the front cocking arms. And then, of course, you're good to go other than maybe screwing on that front handle. So you should be able to get this thing up and shooting in less than 5 minutes. I mean, it is ready to go. Now, if you're going to notice, one of the things that I personally like on this is going to be these textured grips. So it looks like it's kind of like a slide over plastic piece, or sorry, rubber piece, and it feels really good in the hands. It's something that I think a lot of dart blasters are missing, is kind of that textured grip. Because when you're out there running around, whether it's summertime or wintertime, you want to get that good grip. The only thing I would probably mention on here that I'm missing is the actual front kind of textured grip for the front, right? When you're down here, I mean, it feels good. This feels great. But I really want that textured grip up on the front here. Personally, that's just me, but I think, you know, spend the extra $2 or $3, give us a little bit of a textured grip on the front, and this thing would be almost perfect. Now, it doesn't come with the scope. We'll talk about it later. I know some of you guys are looking at that. Now, one of the things you're going to notice, too, when you're cocking this thing, you see how you get a little bit of play here? Personally, I don't like that. I would have liked it where it was always like this, and you don't have a little bit of play here before it actually engages. So right about there is when the actual cocking mechanism cocks it back so you can actually fire. So you got, I don't know, that's probably like almost 2.5 inches of play right there. So when you're running, it's kind of like, so I would have liked it where it was solid and the whole action is all the way back. But maybe they let you do that to let you get a little ramp up while pulling it back. Cocking it is actually pretty easy. It's not that bad. I mean, you know, it feels good when you cock it. I think, again, if of anything, this front piece right here is probably the piece that most of the people who have this will complain about, is this. It just doesn't feel like it's on par with the rest of this blaster. The plastic is a nice, hard, gosh, I don't, you know, it's unlike the stuff for the Yessssss. The Yessssss is rather thin, a little bit flimsy, but this DartZone Pro, man, it is like, there is not a lot of flex in this thing. When I'm sitting here kind of like really pushing on it, there's not a lot of flex inside this gun, and that's what's great. It feels really, really good in the hands. I can't really bend it. So yeah, the body, it's great, and it's not shiny, if that makes sense. shiny in some spots, but most of the time it's like this matte finish. It looks like it has kind of this, I don't know, this weird texture on the outside. Again, it just reminds me of a real kind of Nerf blaster, one that's not hobby grade, if that makes sense for you guys. Now, of course, the stock, very, very cool. You just kind of push on that little lever back there, adjust it to really whatever fits you best, your arm length. And it's great because it has that rubbery little like plastic rubber piece back here. It looks like it's replaceable. It looks like I could pop it off as well as this in case you wear it out. And again, I think that's great because you can really get it in the position that fits you best. So when you're blasting, you're making sure all of your shots are, right on point. And that is huge. Gosh, that feels good to adjust to. Just a little tick, pull it, adjust it. So again, the top rail up here, yeah, it's your standard Picatinny rail. Now, if you do have Nerf sights, they won't fit on here. This is just too big. This is like a normal size Picatinny rail. So you're able to put on normal like scopes here that you would put on, say, like a real gun or something like that. I picked up a few of these on eBay for super cheap, maybe like $10, and I think it just looks really cool, and they work really well because they would be used on a normal firearm. But the blaster itself, super cool job. It does come with, yes, 2 different magazines. Of course, the short dart magazine and, yes, the normal size magazine. Each hold 15 rounds. Honestly, I like putting more like 14, 13 in there to give, don't jam them all in there. I personally like the smaller magazine better just because I feel like the smaller darts just shoot harder and farther. It could be all in my head. The longer darts are great, but again, it's personal preference. It does come, of course, with the little magazine down there, as you guys can see. And the magazine, of course, has the 2 releases. You have one release for the adapter, bigger magazine right there itself, and then one kind of pulley right there for dropping the inner magazine if you're going to shoot, the smaller darts out of there. So that is very, very cool. It does come, mine, with, of course, 15 darts each. Again, it is all personal preference on which ones you want to shoot, but they do give you the ability. And you will notice on these darts, they kind of have these rings around on the outside, almost like 3 or 4 rings, to really give you that really good seal. If you think about it, it's almost like 4 different O-rings on a particular dart. So, yeah, it makes them shoot very, very well. And I believe they do have a special going on right now to where if you do order this, you can go on their website and you can send them an email with what you ordered, and they'll send you like a refill pack, and it's worth about $20. So I say, you know what? Go and get that because, getting an extra few hundred darts is awesome. It did come with these additional sights here. I never really like these sights that go on the top. Again, that is completely up to you because you can't push these down. They're just, injection molded plastic where you'd put it on there and you can't push them down if you wanted to look down the blaster without looking down the actual sights. Again, I don't like these, so I just kept them in the package and just used my $10, normal sight there. Now, you guys, overall, some of you guys are thinking, okay, that's expensive, Xbox. I don't know if I should get it. It's expensive. And you're right. It is expensive. It is probably one of the top tier blasters that are out there right now, especially for the money. FPS-wise, this is a big one. So FPS-wise, this thing is shooting almost 165. I shot it with the small darts, 165, 170 right in there, consistently and very accurate. This thing is just, again, it is amazing, the performance that comes out of this thing. Very accurate, all the way up to, I would say like 30, like 40 feet from me. This thing was just, I could drill you all day with this thing. And again, shooting 165 FPS, it is almost like a sniper rifle in a small thing. So you can see my FPS stuff right there. Now, again, overall, guys, would I recommend you get it? You bet. If you are looking to upgrade from just normal, standard, run-of-your-mill Nerf stuff that shoots around 90 FPS, and you really want to step your game up and your league allows it, or maybe you just want to get this thing for fun, yeah, pick this thing up. You will not regret it. There's not many Nerf blasters out there nowadays where I'm like, yeah, this is a must-have. This is a must-have, and it's a collector's series. So, if it's anything like the first MK1s that you got, this thing will definitely go up in value because, it's a true work of art, I have to say. I have no complaints about it so far. I've shot maybe 100 or 150 darts through this thing, and every single time it just performs. It is, again, on the level with some of the guns like the Sita and things like that, where they're kind of stepping up from the regular grade Nerf guns and saying, you know what, we're going to make a blaster that is going to surpass both accuracy, consistency, look, feel. They're going to make something like this. And I don't mind paying something like this for a blaster that performs. And this straight up performs, guys. Maybe one day DartZone will send me a couple of these to review. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? But overall, yeah, I'm probably definitely going to pick up another one of these when it comes into stock, because just having 2 of them and knowing that you have them is great, because these things are performers. So, you guys, I can't say enough good things about this gun. We'll probably do a comparison video later on. Some of you guys definitely asked me before, hey, are you going to get the DartZone Pro, and how are you going to compare it against, you know, like the Model S or the one you put the RT kit in? We'll definitely do a comparison to kind of see which one's better. But my own personal preference, I think this one's going to beat it. Anyways, definitely subscribe, guys, if you guys haven't already. Definitely get it in on the giveaways that we're doing. Thanks again, Fox fans.